those couple words, right? Progress, not perfection. 3 words. Is so powerful.
But I believe the great is still yet to come. I won't stop fighting, man, until I'm done.
And quite honestly, so we talk about where I'm at in my career, right? But I've gone through struggles. We know, and you, Bob, you and I know this. We talk about it. Of imposter syndrome, right? I come from, really modest means, let's say it that way. And I've pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And then I got to a place where I'm having success. And I'm a leader now and I manage people. And I'm like, holy crap, how did I get here? I woke up and I'm like, wow, am I a fraud? Am I not real? And I've been in therapy and worked through all of this stuff. And I finally got to a place where, yeah, I belong here.
Yeah.
I've got so much track record to look back on that says, yeah, you're not a fraud. And Bob, he's helped me so much do that. Like,
we talk, man. It's crazy because you and I experience a lot of the same things. Like I know I had a lesson the other day. A guy came in, and it made me feel great. But he's like, "You charge $84 an hour?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm expecting him to say, is there a discount for doing 5 or something like that? And he's like, he goes, I read your resume. He goes, your resume is one of the most impressive resumes of every instructor that I've read. He's like, why don't you charge more? I'm like, well, circumstance, you bill based upon the market that you're in. And we're a golf school and academy, so we charge upon that rate. But for him to say that to me, I'm like, you know what? That made me feel good. And then then I sit in moments I'm looking like, boy, I've accomplished a lot. Yes. And that's, but that's why we do what we do. So anyway, the handsome Richie Stoltz. So we have not.
Yeah, no,
we have not
the
dashing Richie Stoltz. So please share a story where your progression, not perfection, has impacted your life.
Yeah. So, I'm not gonna tap the table.
We'll slurp coffee though, right? There you
go. Back in college, and I might have told this story before, but back in college, I took a public speaking class. And I think on the first speech, I got like a 40 or a 30. And I was like, man, this isn't for me.
Out of 40?
What?
Out of 100.
Not out of 40.
That's just what
unfortunately. I was like, man, public speaking isn't for me.
It's not for most.
I kind of just backed off of it a little bit, and you actually got me into public speaking a little bit more.
I basically what I did with Starter for Richie is like, all right, Richie, I'm going to take a break here. You're on. And you're either going to sink or swim at that point, man.
Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of throwing your kid in the pool and say, all right, you're either going to swim or drown.
Yeah. So I never think I'm going to be perfect at everything. I think it was Tiger Woods that called it competitive perfection. So you're never going to be perfect, but you strive to be that perfect.
Yeah.
So every time that I speak, I just look to get a little bit better at it.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. I always rewatch the podcast and go, what did I do wrong there? Did I tap the table?
Yeah.
Did I say too many times?
It's great because the quote we started with, the Vince Lombardi thing, that's I think where that's the commonality between all of us is perfection is not achievable, but I'm still seeking perfection. Like I'm still pushing ourselves. Like with the conversation we had before this, I'm sitting up at nights. The first 3 or 4 episodes we did, and we're doing the motivational shorts on YouTube and TikTok and Spotify, all the stuff that we're doing. The first 16, 24 of those were easy for me because it's stuff I say all the time. Like everybody hangs around me all the time. Like I'm a broken record with some of these stories. But once you start getting to your 152nd, I think is the number of short. Like now you gotta, as Chris said, you gotta prep. So it's very common for me now to be sitting up, late night, reading excerpts of books that I've read before, or looking at videos, or constantly looking for new. And I love it though. I love it. I don't love it at 2:00 in the morning when I'm writing, but I love it when I'm sitting there going, wow, this is a new and better way of thinking of things. And so the I guess the AA of progress, not perfection, is something that we all live to achieve.
I tell you that just that brief word, those couple words, right? Progress, not perfection. 3 words is so powerful. it's been so powerful in my life because it's allowed me to realize that I am infallible. But more importantly, it helped me realize that we all are. I used to think I was unique, right? I'm the only one that's screwing up. I'm the only one that thinks this way. I'm the only one that behaves this way. And learning to listen to others and understand where they are in their life. We're all at different places in our walk in this life, right? It's a journey, and your journey is your journey, right? Your journey is your journey.
Yeah.
And as long as you're moving forward, I like this saying, and I don't know if I stole it from you or I stole it from somebody, but if we're all gonna fail in life, right?
Yeah.
Failure is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
But you have to fail forward.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
I like to think of never failing, but learning.
Right.
If you do fail, it's not a failure. It's a
Right.
learning experience.
It's always learning, as long as you're willing to look at it.
Yeah.
And not internalize it and be too emotional about it. You're going to learn.
So this is actually the perfect, because I know we're coming up against the end of the program. The Winston Churchill quote that we did on one of the shorts. So if you don't mind, I'll read that one because I think this summarizes everything we've talked about for the past half hour or so. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. Love it. Thanks for being with us today, guys. In the 10th episode of The Breakfast Ball. Keep subscribing if you like what we're doing.
Thanks for having me
Oh
on.
my God.
Richie.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
It's my first
Yes.
podcast. It actually wasn't
We
so
went through
bad.
3 weeks trying to get this guy on. I'll tell you what. The man's
Heart
hitting-
attack. I thought I had a heart attack, but it wasn't, thank God.
I prefer to
That's
think
the
it was
only
a-
thing that would keep me from his podcast.
I've been telling everybody he's a hugely successful North American tour. But anyway, guys, have a great one. See you next week.
Glass of bourbon, ha ha. My bourbon, ha ha. My bourbon, ha ha. Alcohol is no great story ever started with, I'll have a salad.